Hello guys and welcome to my video tutorial on how to make a DIY bag. This video is a part of our CEWTS 103 course, and this project includes making a bag which will be seen in the video and making an instructional video out of it. My project is called Strap It Carrier, and for the bag I made a string bag. This is the actual finished product of the bag. The steps for making this are pretty simple, so if you want, you can just pause the video if the instructions are too fast and you are not keeping up with me. And without further ado, let's get started. First step is to plan on what kind of bag you are making. So for this video, I decided to make a string bag. There are certain bags that are easy to make, especially now, and others make profit out of it, but my bag will be donated. But there are two options, which is either to give it the bag to Mapua or donate the bag to a public school near us. There are no public school near us, so I choose to give it to Mapua for them to donate it to public schools. Second step is to acquire materials. Of course, you need materials to do the bag. After planning, you will need to have materials to get the bag started. In this case, I used some old pillowcase that we are not using anymore, which is the Winnie the Pooh, as the main part of the bag. And as for the drawstring, I used the one that is out of a basketball short, the string that we use for the shorts. And lastly, we will need a sewing kit comprised of needles, pins, scissors, threads, and many more items that you will need for the sewing. Third is to disassemble the cloth that you will need for the bag. For this step, I removed all the thread from the pillowcase to save some cloth because the cloth is tiny itself, so I manually removed all of the threads in the bag to keep the pillowcase cloth together. And the end result was this. It's your choice if you want to cut the cloth, just to make sure that to measure and to make sure that it is sufficient to be used when you sew it up. Next part is to pin the bottom ends and the upper ends of the cloth. This is to make sure that the cloth is stable when you sew it and to make sure that it's in the right place to avoid removing the thread and sewing it all over again. You will place the pin right here, 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 and here. Next is to sew first the bottom part of your bag. It is so that you can have some kind of place to hold the bag together, and you might want to sew it from the inside of the bag so that when you turn it over, it will be clean and it will act as a holding point and will make sure that when you sew the sides, it will be balanced as it is. Recommended type of sewing stitch is the back stitch for security and strength, but if you are just getting started and learning how to sew, then running stitch would also be fine. After sewing the bottom part, next you want to sew is the side. You might want to start sewing from the top and leave 6 to 8 centimeters of space for the drawstring, and when you reach the bottom, leave at least 2 centimeters of open space so that the ends of a drawstring can be entered and placed and sewed. Always make sure to secure the thread after finishing a side so that it will not break when the bag has a lot of weight. For the top part, where the drawstring will be, you will need to fold it and pin it in both ends and in the middle to be sure of it being symmetrical. When you sew it, do it on the opposite sides of the cloth. If you are finished doing the drawstring holder, for the last part would be putting the drawstring. Now I will describe how to put the drawstring in the paint like this. The first end should be put on the bottom part, and the other end would be going through a loop from the one side to another. Do the same thing for the second string. And as you can see, they should fit in the string holder. For the end, you will need to insert from the inside to the outside to make a square knot, and you should sew it with the bag for extra security, so that when you put it on with a lot of weight in the bag, it will not break and go out. Now this is the final look of our product. As you can see, it is secure and can hold a lot of weight. It might look ugly from the inside, but if you turn it over to the outside, it will look good and look presentable as ever. Now that is it for the video. Hope you liked the video and hope you followed all the instructions. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next one.